Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Aqua chose a very interesting chapter to release today, and let's just say things are getting pretty dark when it comes to Hikaru. We get to see more of Hikaru, of course, and we get some more insight on something horrible he's had to deal with. Well, if you saw the spoilers already, then you probably already know. The chapter itself starts with Hikaru riding on a bike somewhere, looking like he's about to pass out. It turns out he went to go see Ai, who says he could have used the train and asks if he has at least a small allowance. Hikaru says that not everyone gets a small allowance, but take note of how his black star gun lights up in the panel as he says that. Hearing his answer though, Ai says that they're the same, and she might not just be talking about getting an allowance. But then Ai asks if Hikaru became an idol, could he earn some money that way? Hikaru thinks she's just messing around and says to don't make fun of him, although I think it would be kind of funny to see Hikaru as an idol. However, Ai says she wasn't joking, which causes Hikaru to blush a bit. Then later on, once they're inside Ai's place, Ai says she thinks her acting is awkward. People are wondering if she can act more normally, and she asks Hikaru what she can do about it. However, Hikaru just bluntly states there's nothing she can do about it, leaving Ai surprised at first, before she asks why. That leads into an amusing back and forth between the two, as Hikaru says Ai is undoubtedly a weirdo. Basically, if a weirdo tries to be normal, then that would make them a weirdo. Of course, Ai counters back by calling Hikaru a weirdo. She's never seen anyone as weird as him. Ai might have cooked with that, but Hikaru has to come back immediately, saying even if he's weird, Ai is definitely weirder. That one causes Ai to have a pouting expression as she questions why Hikaru even thinks she's weird. Then we see Hikaru get into his thickened pose as he explains that normal people don't say things like come over to my house and teach me acting. Normally the one receiving the lesson would come over. It's a very specific example, one I feel he knows personally because of Airi, but it does make sense for this scenario as well. Ai knows he has a good point, but he should also be pointing out a different issue. Like Ai shouldn't easily invite a man into her house. Hikaru just questions if that's actually the case, which allows Ai to confirm he's the weird one after all. Hikaru doesn't agree still and brings up the ultimate counter, her socks. We then see Hikaru expose an Ai for wearing socks that don't even match. One of them even has a hole in them, like one of her toes is literally sticking out. He even exposes her shoes, which actually does cause Ai to blush a bit in embarrassment. But Hikaru does have a fair point, and he says that she should focus on her appearance more. Ai just sticks out her tongue and says no way, but in the next page, we can see that she actually took his words to heart. She's walking in a dress now, and some random girls even comment on how well put together her clothes are now, along with her nails being painted. She wears different shoes every day now too. It seems like Hikaru really did affect her, confirming the info Kaburagi gave Aqua in chapters 33 and 34. She was a total country bumpkin, who didn't really dress well at first, but that all changed after she attended the workshop. She began working on her appearance and even started asking for a good place to eat. We actually see one of those fancy places in the chapter, with Ai having taken Hikaru there to eat. She even confirms there was a place recommended to her, a spot a lot of showbiz folks enjoy. Ai asks what Hikaru wants to drink. He just says water, but Ai urges Hikaru to have whatever he likes. She'll treat him since she's the older one there. Plus, she wanted to show her appreciation for Hikaru watching her practices. Hikaru says there wasn't any need for that, especially since this place might be expensive. It doesn't even seem like Ai realized that until just now. She guesses what the price may be, and even withdrew double the amount from the ATM. However, even that doesn't seem like it was enough money going off the shocked expressions on their faces after seeing the bill. We then skip to them walking after having left the restaurant. Hikaru says he's never had a meal like that before. It was so delicious. I mean, it better be good considering how much it appears to have cost. Ai just says Hikaru is so cute, leading to him saying to not treat him like a child. Ai says she can't help it because Hikaru had offered her a tomato. She can't believe he doesn't like tomatoes, and that's pretty childish. But then Hikaru suddenly stops and asks if she seriously enjoyed having a meal with him. Of course, Ai says yes she did, which leads into the big twist. The truth is, Hikaru has actually been to that restaurant before. In fact, he does get an allowance, and doesn't actually think Ai is weirder than him. That's because of what Airi did to him. I think the visuals here speak for themselves. Airi is truly the monster of the story, a very horrible person. Also, is that Aqua and Frill acting those scenes out, or actually Hikaru and Airi? Either way, it's really bad for Airi. Hikaru himself seems disgusted at himself for going through that. He wonders if doing this stuff is the right thing for him to do in order to be loved by someone. A person like him who has nothing. Is he actually cute? Is this how an innocent boy who doesn't know how things work really acts? Almost like the image of being an innocent, naive child is a facade. Hikaru questions if it's right for him to tell that lie, a lie that has never been revealed once. Everyone he interacts with has fallen for it. He believes that will always be the case. However, there's one person he underestimated. We then see Ai and Hikaru once again in some other room, and he says he's totally fine, but then Ai asks if that's also a lie. Hikaru pauses for a second, probably in shock, and Ai reveals that it's the same for her. She can understand because she too has the eyes of a liar, the eyes skilled at deception, the double black staring god, what you see in Hikaru's eyes as he glares at Ai at the end of the chapter. For the first time ever, someone has seen through Hikaru. As for what he'll do, I think he might actually open up to Ai here. They'll grow closer, which leads to a relationship forming to eventually Aqua and Ruby. Somewhere down the line, Hikaru decides to kill her, or Ai might have had her killed, if she was revived or she's still alive somewhere, being the true mastermind behind all of this. Unless Hikaru actually hates Ai for finding out about his dark past, they seem like they could actually be a good couple. At least their interactions are pretty wholesome, even if Hikaru was lying the whole time. Not as good of a liar as Ai though. She pretty much knew the whole time it seemed, but was fine with that. They will probably bond over being excellent liars, which is interesting and nice in its own way. But yeah, the chapter got pretty dark with the Airi stuff. Seems like Airi actually had a meeting with Hikaru and then paid him off. It kinda goes back to what he said about normal people. From his experience, he probably went over to Airi's place, and because of that, Hikaru never took into account Ai's response. If he had a normal experience, he would know to say Ai shouldn't easily invite a man into her home. Airi really messed Hikaru up, it seems. Do you all think so? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Oshinoko content here too that you can check out. Peace.